I guess the whole Kim K sex tape coming back out. You heard about all this?
There's another one?
Apparently there was another one. Kanye allegedly bought it and gave it back to her. She was all in tears on the new Hulu show when she got it. And Ray J did this whole thing where he was like, yo, like I didn't have any other sex tapes with her and everything else like that. Like, you know, why are you dragging my name into this? What's kind of coming out is that the Ray J tape was not the only sex tape. There was other sex tapes. I mean, clearly she was sexually active before Ray J or after Ray J. But it seemed like there were some recordings along the way.
But those men probably wasn't famous.
I can't. I'll tell you off camera.
Oh, okay.
but whatever. You know, but I think what's interesting to me about this whole situation is Kim has always painted her as being such a victim when it came to the sex tape, right? Like, oh, I can't believe, you know, my son saw some screenshot and, you know, he's going to see this whole sex tape thing and it's 20 years ago and I can't believe it's still haunting me. You know, and it's always been presented as the tape was leaked, it was out of her control and so forth. But I actually interviewed the president of Vivid Entertainment and he broke the whole thing down to me. I mean, essentially in the beginning, the tape was brought to them. And then when they started to do their due diligence, they realized that they didn't have signatures from both sides. When you put out a pornographic tape, you have to have everyone's signature. And you have to have everyone's driver's license to make sure everyone's over 18. No real company will ever put out a sex tape on anyone without all the proper paperwork because it'll finish them.
Yeah.
It'll completely destroy the company. And he said that after months of negotiation with Kim and her family, which I assume was her mom, she was given millions of dollars before that tape ever got released.
It was brought to us by a third party. Felt like the proper paperwork that we needed was in place. That came along with it. Now that ultimately wasn't the case, but we went out there and said, look, we feel comfortable releasing this movie. Ultimately, we were able to have a conversation with Kim after much back and forth and lots of legal stuff going on. But ultimately, she agreed to allow us to put out the tape. We paid her several $1 million. It was an amazing investment for us. And I think it worked out pretty good for her as well. But ultimately, yes, we need to get an agreement.
Makes sense.
There was no leak. There was no like foul play. She decided to sign that contract and take those millions of dollars and spend that money, knowing that at one point she might have children. She'll probably will have children, and she's going to get older, and this is not going away. And, you know, the tape has done very well for Vivid and so forth, and she's gotten royalties off of it. But, like, the whole victim thing is very interesting because she signed on.
The family was created off of the sex tape.
100%.
Do they regret it? No. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Why would you regret it? Because if you get rid of that sex tape, you get rid of you. You guys. All of you guys. So it doesn't matter how you started it. It's where you at now. So I think the whole image, just the rebranding of it was painted of it was leak. I'm a victim. I didn't do this. I didn't mean that. That's just the image that was portrayed, you know, to make it not seem the way it is. Like, you know, hey, we wanted to start. I wanted to be famous, and look where we are. Fuck off.
Yeah,
like,
we're billionaires.
Like, but Kim doesn't have that personality to come out and say anything. Chloe doesn't have that personality to come out. Dear Stick will say, shit, now. That's me. What's happening? Made that tape, worth billions, shut the fuck up. You know, that Kanye would do something like that.
Well, Kanye's rapped about it.
Yeah, so it's, you know, they just don't, the decisions they made worked in their favor. It did. So we can't pretend that it didn't. It worked in their favor. There's hundreds of people who's tried it, didn't work. It worked in their favor. So there's nothing to be like shameful about it. You became billionaires. Like, because of your sacrifice or your decision making. That signature made your mother rich, made you rich, made your sister rich, made your brothers rich, made your little two sisters rich. Like you built the whole. If there's another one out there, who gives a fuck, to be honest?
Yeah.
It could be 20 out there. Ain't no one gonna give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to me, it's just.
Do I want to watch it? I don't want to watch you when
Yeah.
you're 20. I want to watch one now of you, like now. This Kim, I don't give a fuck about the old Kim.
Yeah, I mean, it just always kind of rubbed me kind of weird. Where, like, for example, when Kim ended up posing in Playboy, her mom was there taking behind the scenes photos and everything. It's just like, can you imagine, like, taking behind the scenes nude photos of your kids? Like,
It's a woman.
I mean, of your male. I mean, you have
Sons.
you have sons and
Yeah,
daughters.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Do you really
yeah.
want to see your son naked and
No,
take pictures of him? Like, isn't that kind of just icky? Like, just on a certain level? Like,
Women and daughters, like I don't have that. I don't know how that. Their brains work different, you know. So you don't. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like even in like women locker rooms, they walk around naked. Men usually hold their junk. You know what I mean.
I suppose, man.
That's what I said. It's hard for me to answer because
Yeah.
it's it's women.